Indian economy is expected to maintain the trend growth rate of 6.5% and above for the rest of the years in the current decade, said Chief Economic Advisor V. Ananta Nageshwaran. Indian economy will close the current fiscal logging a growth rate of 6.5 to 7%, said SA versus Ananta Nageshwaran. He cited the growth projections of private sector analysts, Reserve Bank of India (RBI) and international agencies like OECD and the IMF. This appears to be reasonable at this point in time, although we will get the data on the fiscal second quarter in a few days, which will give more clarity on these numbers. By and large, the projections for FY24 coming from international agencies is converging around 6 to 6.2%, he said at the SBI Banking and Economic Summit in Mumbai. For the current financial year, Citigroup has projected an economic growth of 6.7%, SP Ratings has estimated 7.3% expansion and RBI has pegged the growth at 7%. The economy will clip at 6.5% each year through the remainder years of the current decade and not less, as some analysts suggest, because the internal drivers of demand are looking resilient now, he said. Coupled with this, the reinvigorated capex cycle that along with the stable financial system and structural reforms of the past many years are paving the way for medium-term growth to continue at a higher pace, he further added. In support of RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das' recent defense of delayed tightening, Nageshwaran said the amount of tightening that would have been required in FY22 would have been stronger, but that would have caused unnecessary volatility in macroeconomic variables such as the outlook on inflation. And the fact that the central bank and government took gradual, cautious and targeted interventions during the pandemic have paved for consistency in the macro variables, he added. Retail inflation has remained above 6%, the upper tolerance level of the Monetary Policy Committee for 9 consecutive months are 3 straight quarters. Citing the high credit growth which peaked at 18% in October, Nageshwaran said the prospects for the capex cycle return is imminent in the medium term. He based his optimism on a slew of factors like rising capital formation by way of better and healthier balance sheets of the banking sector, highly deleveraged corporate sector and the capacity utilization levels reaching the levels which in the past had triggered capex. According to him, the private sector capex in the first half of the current fiscal has crossed the 3 lakh rupees crore mark, and if the pace continues, we should be looking at 6 lakh rupees crore for this year.